Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with an accidentally released roadmap from CIG and a summary of Around the Verse, some bits on 3.3 and the 300 series rework. There was an accidental publish to the roadmap page on the CIG website. Xylo, the community manager, posted. Early this evening, an update to the roadmap was accidentally published that included changes to the content for 3.3 and beyond. In an effort to be as transparent as possible, the roadmap feeds directly from our internal project management software, Jira. This publish was not intentional as we're still evaluating features for our next releases, so none of the cards or their positions on the roadmap are final. We will update the public roadmap with the data once decided, so be aware that what you see is not set in stone. We know many of you are already discussing the changes that were visible. More information on the roadmap is coming soon. So I wanted to talk a bit about these updates on the roadmap. As they said, I suspect that it's literally bits still being moved around, especially with the 3.4 to 3.6 patches. None of that is set in stone anyway, but expect lots of stuff to still get jostled around. Now, important things to note that moved off this year are server meshing, salvaging, repair, and land claims. Now, again, that's potentially moved off this year, but that's the sort of stuff that might either be moved to the end of the year, next year, that sort of stuff. Now, 3.3 looks like a lot more reasonable as a patch, according to this roadmap. Now, take these features and what it contains with a pinch of salt, but I'll go through them very quickly. New mission givers, armor and clothing, Hurston, its moons, Lorville, and rest stops. So Hurston is a full planet, and it will have lots of other content on. Ship system degradation and upgrading, scramble races, improvements to the delivery system and missions, including lockers, FPS combat AI and missions, mining improvements and asteroid mining, extended pinging and scanning mechanics, transit systems, which is improvements to elevators, airlocks and doors, but I suppose we might start seeing some form of public transport start to appear, adding the ability to rent ships and equipment with rec from the in-game menu for Arena Commander and Star Marine, group system improvements, manned and remote turret improvements, adding no-fly zones to some areas of the persistent universe for logistical reasons and enhancing intrigue. So that would be an area where you might not be able to bring a ship on a planet and you have to use a vehicle to complete a mission, for example. Item kiosk improvements, AI for ships and FPS AI, including behaviors for various scenarios. So that's sort of like lots of different types of AI. Ships, the Mustang rework, the Cyclone variants, the Phoenix and Hammerhead, an assault rifle and 2 new ship weapons series, a full weaponry factor and rebalancing, face over IP and voice over IP, network bind culling, network entity streaming, object container streaming, and planetary tech improvements with environmental shader blending. I'll link the roadmap in the description below, so check it out if you want to see what's beyond for 3.4, 3.5, 3.6. But it is going to get jostled around a lot, so bear that in mind. I think 3.3 is probably relatively accurate to what they're probably thinking now. They've probably reprioritized. Some other stuff might get moved in, moved out, that sort of stuff. But I think that's an interesting 3.3 roadmap now and much more accurate. But we'll keep on this. As soon as we have something a little bit more stable, we will do a full video, a full breakdown of all of the roadmap bits. So, Around the Verse summary stuff, they continue to work on modular mission design with a focus currently on scramble or death race missions. These can be both in space or on the ground and are weapons-free, anything goes races for up to 16 players. They've been experimenting with different beacon placement based on what type of ships or vehicles you're using. So, wheeled vehicles are going to be different from Gravlev bikes, but you might be able to mix them all into the same race, stuff like that. You'll get points for each beacon you get. Once they finish the ground scramble races, they're going to focus on the space ones again. The UI team have completed a wireframe pass for ship and item rentals, and they're going to be used for the Arena Commander and Star Marine rec system. Hopefully, we'll be getting ship purchases with Alpha UEC in 3.3 as well. However, they might go, oh, we only got them ready for the ship rental system for rec, and we need to wait until the next batch before we get them in game. Something like that. However, just the UIs being there means that they can just place terminals in. So hopefully that will mean both. They are making derelicts into clean object container files as well, so they can be placed more easily around the verse. They're also updating fog and lighting for these derelicts too, to make them more atmospheric. They shared some of the reconcepting and rework images of the 300i, both interior and exterior. They're sort of like keeping the general silhouette of the ship, but updating it with materials from the 600i and some sort of like light modeling work as well. Expect a reasonable rework with the ship. It's looking pretty cool. It also looks like it may have a cargo lift now as well. It is intended to be able to carry cargo relatively easily, obviously just a small amount. They've been finishing off some physicalized props with sound. They're not just basing sounds on the material, but also the shape and how the object is moving. They are adding delivery lockers for missions as well. Some of Lorville's mass transit system concepts were shown. They've got white boxed security stations that they're working on at the moment. These are going to be more important as we start to move away from armistice zones. So the game will start running security properly, so they won't have a no-fire zone that's enforced by weapons being locked out. It's literally going to be NPCs and the AI trying to detect, have you drawn a weapon inappropriately? Where are you? They'll scan you and stuff. So this is quite interesting, actually. They're working on a high security sort of like section for Lorville, one of these security checkpoints. But they're going to then use that for other ones around the verse when they're done. And they're going to have different sizes and security levels based on location. And some items may be illegal or restricted in certain areas. You're going to be scanned by some of these machines, potentially when you go through checkpoints. If you have an item on you that's detected that you're not supposed to have, it'll either be confiscated, or you'll have to store it, or you'll have to go out and put it somewhere before you can go back in. You may be able to circumvent security, and you may even be able to try to resist getting caught. Lorville's Habs have gone to white box as well. They're testing out the actual sizing of these areas in game and how they look and how they feel. They also showed players running a 25v25 FPS objective battle that they're doing weekly at the moment. So some cool emergent gameplay there. Check out Matachi and the Fuse streams to see some of that in the future. There are a load of other streamers and people involved in that as well, but they seem to be captains of the teams. There are also some other orgs, apparently a German one, running mining events where players were trying to mine as much Alpha UEC's worth of materials in a given time. So some cool little things that are going on in the verse at the moment. Please tell me in the comments below, though, what you think about the 3.3 potential roadmap now. Are you happy about it? Are you sad about it? Do you think they won't be able to get all of that in? Do you think they need to get more in? All that sort of jazz, chuck it down below. Be sure to check out Shadow. It's a cloud-based alternative to getting or upgrading your gaming PC. It allows you to leverage the power of a GeForce 1080 at the moment and a powerful Windows 10 PC on almost any device, so long as your internet connection is good enough. It works with Star Citizen Alpha 3.2, and with 3.3 coming in September with object container streaming, it's only going to get better. If you do try it out, be sure to use the code BoredGamer to get a discount. Links to more info in the description below. Every month we do have a ship giveaway as well. This time it's for a Drake salvage ship, the Vulture, with an upgrade to a Prospector as well if you so desire. Donated by Forgotten Heralds, a lawful private military org focused on in-game training and operations that they run regularly now in-game. They're going to be very heavily focused on contracts in the future as well. They are very active and friendly, being appropriate for veterans and new players alike. Check them out below for lots and lots of information, including a spotlight if you are interested. To be in for a chance of winning that Vulture, though, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my videos during this month. Each video gives you another chance to win.